it's important to know what you're getting into when you're trying a diet, because you have to have the right, the proper guidance so that you're not going to put your body through extremes. The word diet is a bit extreme because I think people are scared of it.
Right, it's restrictive.
It's restrictive, and we don't want to restrict the body. I always say you don't have to eat less, you just have to eat right. When you eat right, you won't necessarily need to eat too much, and you won't struggle with cravings. So with diet and nutrition, it's very important for you to know what you're getting into if it's a diet plan, because you want to get all the nutritional benefits from the foods that you're eating. Make sure that you're having adequate protein, healthy sources of carbohydrates, making sure that you're getting your healthy fats as well. And also pairing your foods well, like foods that are rich in vitamin D, A, and E. As I mentioned, they are fat-soluble vitamins. So whenever you eat them with healthy fats, because then that means your body will absorb them at 100%. For instance, a salad. That's why we drizzle oil on a salad, because we want to get all the phytonutrients, the plant nutrients, to go into the body, because the oil will allow us to absorb that, right? So I think when anyone is choosing any type of diet, they need to understand that they're not going to try and eat less, they need to eat right. And let's say, for instance, if they're trying to cut off fatty foods, or fat, for instance, I would say fat is not your enemy, because your body needs fat in order to produce hormones. Your body needs protein in order to produce hormones.
So you can't say I'm not doing carbs and fats.
Yeah, that's actually really dangerous, because fats are actually going to be needed to produce the hormones. That's why you find when women actually get much older and they're going through menopause or perimenopause, they end up they struggle with their weight, and they struggle with a pot belly from the menopause, because actually majority of them end up reducing fatty foods from their diet. But when you think of it, just biologically, their bodies are not producing as much estrogen as they should, because now they're in menopause, and they don't need too much because they're not going to go through menstrual cycle. But because they're not producing as much, that means that they need to support the production of hormones, because they already have less amounts. And as I mentioned, protein and healthy fats are needed to make hormones. So if you take them off your diet, you're going to struggle with all the, the other symptoms. So I would say for any woman that's trying a diet so that it can lead to fertility, make sure that you have the proper guidance. That's why even for us, we have our 30-day fertility plan, but it is properly constructed so that it can be foods that are going to be rich and healthy for you, easily accessible, not expensive, but very able to actually take you through that pregnancy journey of conception and full-term pregnancy. Yeah.
Okay, so then people should be very conscious of the kind of diets they